授かったいのを傷つけられないくらいに記憶の底刻み込まれてる Let's start again さあ運命これで I will take it over 自分のために生きるこの世界で手を伸ばしたまま確かめるように思い出して Be a dreaming 迷わないように鳴らせ鼓動空に願う信じた未来に触れて立ち上がるたびに見渡して居場所を常識を塗り替えてこれは一から始まるストーリー果てなき道をかけてく目指してるのは見たこと
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Unlimited Railworks, Video Game Choo-Choo's anime podcast. I am your host, Rose. That is my name. And with me, as always, is Elvie.
Hello.
Hello. And John.
Hi, folks.
Unfortunately, Maverick is out on assignment doing, I don't know, he's probably watching like some Gundam, right? Like he's on his rampage where he's watching like all of them. Very scary.
Maybe. I mean, if I remember correctly, he was talking about how Xenoblade 1 kind of just had him.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Xenoblade 1's kind of like Gundam.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like in themes a little bit, like the way that it's structured, I think. Like the main story, at least.
No, yeah, I can definitely see what you mean.
But maybe someday he'll get to Xenoblade Chronicles X and then he'll really pop off.
That will actually be Gundam, yes.
Yeah. I keep entertaining the notion of replaying that game, but let's be real. These games are 7,000 hours long. And
They're
that's
so fucking
not
long.
viable. Yeah. But yeah, we're here to talk about anime, not just games that are like anime.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're not fully breaking the rules. We're okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's adjacent. But yeah, we don't have like any seasonal thing to catch up. We're just doing our normal week to week. Finally, it feels like everything's been thrown off because I feel like we've had to play catch up with like just seasonal anime of the week. We've had like a gimmick every single episode basically for like the last 3 months. So this time it's just a normal episode. Just gonna be probably light and quick and take it easy. Elvie.
Sure. Hello.
Last time I was going to ask you about this, but then I remembered I do really want to hear you. I was going to ask you about the Fire Hunter, okay?
Yeah.
But I have a friend who has been watching Revenger and posting about how insane it is every week. So I really do want to hear you talk about Revenger.
Okay. Yeah, Revenger. So God. I didn't know what to... I think I had a certain expectation of the show being like, oh, I don't know. Like, I forgot the name already of the series, and I never really watched it, like, when it came out. But it seemed to have been, like, a staple, like, around late 90s, early 2000 anime, where there was always some sort of episodic series involving a group of guys. They're going around... Yeah, like, a lot of mercenary-type episodic series, right? And this is Revenger is essentially, that's the premise of it, but it's bored. I don't know. I'll just go into talking about it. This is an original anime. This is not based on anything. This is an original anime. And it's important to note that, Jen Urobuchi, is a writer for this show, is one of the writers for the show. And this takes place around feudal Japan with some weird, like, anachronistic stuff thrown in. And the beginning of the series revolves around this samurai. And this is the first episode, so I'll just go into it completely. And, he kills his fiance's father. He kills his father-in-law, because he was misled by the order of someone. He was thrown into some conspiracy, and yeah, he just fucking kills him. And turns out, oh shit, why did I do that? You know, all this whole thing. So for a while, he had to like lay low a bit, and then as a result, they had to like he had to figure out something and pull some strings to imply he and his father-in-law died in the same massacre that he created. He runs into basically this other guy who's like, okay, I'll help you out. We're gonna fuck that guy up that led you to do this, that led you astray. And they do. But unfortunately, it's all too late. Because he tries to go back home and he's like, oh shit, oh yeah. And then he finds out his fiance, unfortunately, Honor, killed herself. She just killed herself out of like how horrible everything happened to her, all that. She's not, you know, all that. And holy shit, very bleak ass start. It's like, oh, okay. And then now he's like, I have nothing to live for. So I guess I'll join, you know, these group of guys. And now we're going to go around fulfilling the revenge plots for other people. And the name of the group is literally called the Revengers. It's nothing.
Great. Yeah.
So
Why, fuck it, right? Like, just
like,
go
sure,
with
what
it.
else? Yeah, it just sells it. But of course they have a front. They have like a little store. They have a little general store, and that's where they kind of live. That's like their permanent like living location. But they're a group of guys that are all freaks in some way, going around, fulfilling revenge plots for other people or whatever sort of a random piece of injustice they find on the streets of feudal era Japan. Yeah, after that, this samurai, he becomes like a ronin essentially. He's now like a disgraced samurai, so to speak. He kind of just fades away to the background. It's like, oh, we got this crazy, really upsetting like backstory for him. So now he just kind of fades in and becomes part of the blob now that is this group. And it's funny now because I mentioned it before we started recording in our Anime Pod group chat, how I started realizing the series reminds me a lot of Hellgirl.
Yep.
And the similar premise that, okay, here's this group of weirdos that are going around fulfilling the grudges of people, fulfilling their desires to get back at someone. But much differently so. And this is very much like this is more grounded in terms of like, oh yeah, these are a group of vigilantes, and there isn't like some sort of higher supernatural thing going on that is like more esoteric, and it's more, you can kind of get what's going on. But at the same time, yeah, we're thrown into this series without really like unpacking who each character is, which is similar to how Hellgirl starts. You're just like, okay, sure, you just have to accept that this is the reality that we're living in this series. But yeah, one of the characters, besides the samurai, whose name is Raizo, as I was talking about, is Teppa. They introduce him in the second episode. He is a doctor, and he goes around treating, and again, like, I'm not sure exactly, like, what's the historical reference, but, like, there's a recurring thing now where he's, like, running into a lot of people who have this particular disease, and I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's like supposed to be representative of syphilis or something, but like, yeah, he's basically treating people who are like, outcast from society, all that. That's like, very, makes a lot of sense. But also, he used to be a pirate, so his build is quite large. He's a very hulking, massive man, and he crafts, he's like their weaponsmith, and he's doing all these sorts of things. Like, why is this one character? He crafts all these sorts of pretty insane weapons that don't really make sense for the time period. Like the first thing we see him do, is like shoot a guy with a bow and arrow, but the bow and arrow looks like a fucking Monster Hunter ass. I don't know how to describe it. It looks like an out-of-place Monster Hunter type weapon thing, or something you would find in a video game, speaking of video games. And yeah, and it's very cartoonish, it's very silly. Another character who's like, is this young boy, and like he actually has a very androgynous appearance, and his whole thing is that he actually likes to kind of like help, like his whole method when it comes to like helping in regards to the killing of people and like he knows how to like deal with and tinker with devices to kind of like, you know, mess with people in covert ways. And and you again, like, which I feel like is, you know, like an iffy thing to kind of depict, but like his androgynous appearance is used to manipulate like men who think he's like a girl and all that. And it's like, that's, you know, but I kind of get it. Like I get what this, like, he's like used as bait. And now we have the secondary character who is this lacquerware artist. And, and his character is the one who really like, hell girl? He is Christian. And that, I'm just saying that because that is his character. He is Christian. He is, they're not saying the word Christian in the show, but he is clearly some sort of like, he's in some sort of Christian group in feudal Japan. And,
yeah, it makes a lot of sense in that era. There were
yeah. And, you know, this is clearly way past post-Westernization. The Christian organization is the mob. They're like, they're like a weird, right. They're like a cult, they're like a group of weird, they're also their own group of weirdos. And like at the end of each day, he like goes to like this, to one of them. And, you know, they're like, oh, you know, they're praying, whatever. And then they also have some sort of weird conspiracy going on. It's fucking weird. But his whole thing is when he nails the final blow when they murder people. And this is what really got me. He kills people by slapping a sheet of gold lacquer over someone's face so they will suffocate when it dries. This is a lot. First of all, you're wasting that lacquer, dude. Like, that is expensive shit, especially in this time period. But the funniest thing is he kneels down in front of them and he starts praying, and he has the tattoo of the Virgin Mary of Guadalupe on his back. And he like prays over that person until they die. And it reminds me a lot of the repeating sequence in Hellgirl when she lifts up her kimono sleeve and says, I guess you'll have to die.
Perhaps it is time to die. I think we need more of that, honestly. I'm going to be real with you. Like, I was just going off about episodic stuff before the show. We need traditions. We need bits. We need more of it.
You're right. And this is what this show has, but I, like, going in the first episode, I was like, oh gosh, this is a fucking, like, this is a very violent show. This is like, this is Quentin Tarantino level of, like, unapologetic, gratuitous violence, but to the point where it's, like, cartoony, so it's not as bad, but it's still like, whoa, that's fucked up. But then you have that fucking man do that. Like, you have the fucking doctor / pirate, whatever, big ass man just breaking people's skulls or whatever, shooting air, you know. And again, the young boy who I think it was the first or second, he killed someone with a kite. So I put a note here saying, like, remember the weird umbrella death in another where a girl falls in an umbrella and just dies? This boy killed someone with a kite by, like, strangling them with the line, and they just died. Like, and I'm like, wait, this is fucked up. But I just started laughing. It's really cartoonish. And then, you cap it off with artist guy just choking people with a piece of gold foil. And then, and then pray. It's really insane. It's an insane show. It is truly an insane show. And it does explore a lot of serious stuff. Like again, the first episode, we're like, oh my god, that's such a bleak story. And then going on where, you know, one of the other stories is like, I forgot the details because every day I was just blurring in my head. But like, like being not shying away from some of the cruelty that goes on in some of the brothels, and like, you know, like again, and like I mentioned with the doctor character, like a lot of these people who are disabled or sick being, you know, it is exploring all these serious themes, and like these are a group of people who sincerely want to help these outcasts of society, and then like who they were all wronged in some way or rejected in some way from society, so now they're coming together to murder, to assassinate on behalf of these people, right? But then, you have insane shit like that. Like, that's just, is the dissonance between, like, this is really screwed up, but also this is very silly. So I don't know where this is going to And yeah, I think like a particular standout thing for me too is like, the issue with like, yeah, this character, the samurai character who they kind of framed as the main character, so to speak, has kind of just faded to the background. Like, okay, sorry, I have a sore throat because I'm laughing and like, yeah, he's just kind of like, right now, I don't know if we're going to circle back to that, but like, yeah, we like got his fill on the first episode alone. Now he's just like, he kind of has no character now compared to like everyone else who's like a bigger freak than him. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in the rest of the series. Like, I don't know if there's going to be like a larger, which I think there will be because like I was mentioning, this Christian organization seems to have weird stuff going on and there seems to be some sort of conspiracy with that, but so far, yeah, it's like been pretty episodic. But I think we're at a point in the series right now that was kind of like, oh, okay, there's gonna be something else going on. But yeah, I don't know if I would recommend this series though, to be honest. Like I said, this is a this is a series where like, yeah, if you like Django Unchained, for instance, like if you like Kill Bill, right, like that's something like someone can tolerate, right? I think you can find enjoyment in this series because I'm someone who's saying this is something more goofy than gratuitous. But I don't know if it'll get worse, right? That's another thing too.
That's
I don't know, like, will it actually get
stuff like this?
Yeah,
it's just like all of a sudden one bad episode is takes it too far.
Yeah, right.
That's insane.
Jenna Ibuchi.
Yeah, his spirit lives on. He's not dead, but he's been working with the puppets for now. So thank God for that. I'm grateful every day. I think more people need therapy like that. Let me try. I'm trying to think of how to. I can't formulate here. Episodic. I've been watching High Card, which Maverick has talked about before. I think Maverick is still ahead of me. I'm only on episode like 5 or 6. But I will say this. High Card is great. I will second Maverick's opinion. I think it's a really fun show. Very low stakes. You don't have to like, put your thinking cap on or anything. You don't have to like really think too hard about it in general. Like it's well composed, it's well structured, it's well animated, it's fun. It's a real like cry back to those type. It's basically a Sentai show, realistically, but without like suits or well, they're wearing like dress suits. But it's like, hey, there's a guy of the week who has a magic power. And,
guy of the week.
Yeah, sometimes it's a lady, but usually it's a guy. And the high card guys are gonna go out there and they're gonna put a stop to it. And I'm still in the part where they're sort of doing one episode per person, basically, to introduce the cast. But it's still been fun. Like they all have goofy ass powers. Maverick's talked about it, but like there's a rich boy whose power is he can turn any amount of money that's near him into something equal to that value. So like he's just constantly like throwing suitcases of money into the air and then turning it into like missiles that he fires at people and stuff like that, which is really fun. There was one where it was like he threw a bunch of money out of an airplane to drop a safe on someone, and he was like, "That's the most expensive safe in the world." Like it's used in the most secure bank in the world. It should be good enough. It's just stuff like that, silly stuff. Well, one guy is immortal as long as he has he can burn excess calories basically to keep himself immortal. So he's always eating food.
It's pretty good.
The main character just has a gun. It's a very good gun. That's it. It's sort of like it's basically Mista, except if the bullets weren't stupid, I guess. And there's a girl who has a cursed sword that turns her into a very classical, like, oh wow, she's really good at swordplay, but she tries to fight people using only the sheath, basically, so she never has to take the sword out because it turns her into like a demon lady. But like demon lady just means it's just her, but her ponytail gets let down, and then this is the part that gets me, and I think this is the only slight I have against this show. They inflate her boobs, and they show it happening, like she's turning into this other
evil's
woman
in
or whatever.
Boobs.
Yeah, it's just
that's
like,
where the evil's stored.
Just the cut to like them inflating was like killing me when it happened. I was like,
oh no.
Yeah, like to what end? The darkness inside of her heart was overflowing. And I don't know what the last guy is yet because I haven't gotten his episode yet. But yeah, they're just a squad. They work for, like we said when we read the description, they work for Pinochle Cars. Just a car company, and they work for the King of Fourland to gather all the cards, these 52 playing cards that give people magical powers. And again, nothing crazy, nothing like wow, mind blowing, I'm blown away. But it's a good, solid original anime. It is completely episodic, this is basically what I wanted out of Licorice Recoil. Like straight up, like it is, funny little action hijinks every week that have like connective tissue of like, hey, this relates to X character, or this relates to Y power, and stuff like that, or this establishes something about the world, instead of just like everything is a conspiracy, like it's the conceit. I think immediately makes that won't happen, and it's just fun to just see. I love when people invent powers, basically, right? Like that's the novelty of comic books in general. Is just like, what's insane dude will they invent for Batman this week or whatever. And that's very much here of just like, there was a woman who like, I'm trying to think of some of these villains. Let's see. There was a guy who could like just make clones of himself, I guess. But it was just like, he felt the pain of all the clones because he wasn't actually cloning himself. He was just like duplicating himself or something. Like dividing. There was a woman who could do like huge flame powers, but she had to like worship and do like basically like do mass at a statue of a guy who is on fire every day to get the powers. There was a dude who just made himself rock. He just turns into rocks, so they just sink him in the water. It's just fun stuff. They just fool around. It's fun. It's nothing serious. There's no like grand ambitions. I'm sure this is probably, I tried looking into it and I didn't seem like there was a gacha game for this, but this totally feels like the type of thing where it's like, we're working into extended media for this or something. But it doesn't feel like it's suffering in that sense. I think it's totally like its own fun little self-contained week-to-week thing. I highly recommend it because again, it has been crucial in wanting to keep watching anime, but not having like brain power to, watch something like in depth, like Gundam or something like that. Gundam, a show for children, but you know what I mean? Like, it's super low key, super fun, just easy going. I highly recommend that. I'm excited to, hopefully I'll get caught up by next time so I can talk with Maverick on the level about it. Cause I've just sort of been always behind. John, speaking of Gundam, you watched a little bit more of Witch from Mercury, right? Because I think you want to just sort of like polish it off.
I will be completely honest with you. I've been working like 6 days in a row. I'm real tuckered out, but I did get some anime time in today before we started recording. So I watched like 2 episodes of Witch from Mercury. I watched episodes 5 and 6, so I'm halfway through now, everybody. Really, I started to realize it while everyone was like wrapping that show up, but now I fully agree with my own my past. What I guessed was happening was that I dropped it right when it started to get more interesting, so I fucked up.
It's okay. That's totally what I was trying to like convey at the time. I was like, oh, it's really sad. Like, I totally understood where you were coming from with like all of your criticisms, because they do linger, let's say, a little too long. But yeah,
and it's like they even like they start to recontextualize all that stuff like right around like 5 and 6, and again, like it's like that stuff is necessary in order to start to pivot towards the whole Suletta is being used by everyone, basically, like she's a pawn in so many people's games, and I think it is pretty essential to just kind of show that, like, her mindset is very just like, I'm a normal teenage girl. I am fretting over relationships, and does this boy like me? Does this girl like me? I don't know. I'm just nervous. While everyone's like, actually, you're a magic space warrior, and we need your powers to take over the galaxy. And it's just, yeah, it's necessary stuff, but. It was just, I was just like, all right, let's get to it. But now that we're on to where it is, I'm like, all right, now I'm interested. Now I'm invested. I want to see what's going on. I will continue to watch, because yes, I am interested now, but also because I did see that the local toy store did have some Witch from Mercury, Gundam sets in, and, if they get the aerial, and I'm gonna pick that up and build it because the aerial is so fucking cool.
Good luck. Everyone seems to be struggling even still to get one.
No, yeah, they're just it's a fucking sick. It's a sick design. I mean, they had a bunch of ghouls. Ghoul? Is it ghoul?
Gwell.
Yeah, they had a lot of Gwells. Gundam. They're not Gundam. Mech there. So I don't know if that means that people don't like it, or maybe they just, I don't know. It looked kind of cool. I thought about it, but I bought a what did I get? Oh yeah, I got an Arceus model. That's what I got instead. Pokemon.
That's still pretty good.
I mean, yeah, Pokemon Brain, Pokemon Day just happened, so you know how it is. But yeah, that I mean, I don't have much to say again because I watched 2 episodes, but probably by the next time we talk, I'll be able to talk more. It's just I had to take a fucking nap earlier just because I was like, bro, I'm so tired.
Do not blame you.
No, yeah, because it was like I was opening one day and closing the other, and like they had me come in extra early on the weekend. I was editing a fucking video for them too. I was doing a lot, so please, y'all, I had to do a lot. Anime was not on my plate, and also I was gaming too, so shit's all over the place.
It's a lot easier to play a video game than read subtitles. Believe me, I have been feeling that.
No, for sure. But no, yeah, I mean, I am enjoying that. I am still thinking about what I want to watch otherwise, because I'm not really watching anything this season. I mean, you and Maverick keep talking about like High Card and Trigun, and I feel like Trigun I'm a bit more interested in. I do just kind of want to check it out.
Yeah. Have you watched any of that before?
I haven't watched any Trigun, no. So that is something that, is a bit of a gap in my knowledge. So, no, I'm definitely interested in it. But I am also, like my thing is I am currently trying to do the thing where I'm trying to like train my my attention span to be more normal, because I'm just like I watched Liz and the Bluebird early. Like I watched that a couple of days ago, like way before we were supposed to turn it in, I guess. So that was me just trying to be like, I'm on the ball here. I'm doing something to keep up with it, so that way whatever else I watch is the extra bonus content, the extra stuff we can talk about. So that was my anime thought process, I suppose. No, yeah, so I will watch more stuff for sure. It is just like today was just the weird day of like having to do that, and I had to do a bunch of other stuff too. So it's just like anime will return. John will talk about anime next time. But Witch from Mercury is neat. God, this is just cool robots. I just keep thinking about the aerial, and also the mech that Elan piloted. That was a really cool one too. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I think they have a lot of really good designs in that show in general. It makes sense to me why, we've talked about this before, but like it makes sense to me why Ariel sold out so quick, because it's like the quintessential Gundam design. But like, the rest are all great too. I think they're all like really good, especially as it keeps going when they introduce the other witches and stuff like that later in the series. Another thing that I really liked also, just Gwell is great. I think like he doesn't do a lot, but like I was scared he would just be like a long haul type bully who realizes he's wrong type character. But
he starts
immediate.
to like he's just like, all right, you know what, I fucked up, I gotta fix my shit, and I'm here to support Soletta here.
Yeah, and I liked seeing that, and it's very interesting to see everything that happens to him over the course of that season. Yeah. All right, LV. I'll let you pick what you'd like to talk about, since I'm always requesting descriptors.
Sure. Oh. Well, I guess I might as well just start off from, they're finally out of the woods in Iruma. They're finally
goodness.
out.
They're off the boat.
They're off the boat. They're free. No, they're not quite free. They're still...
God, that was like what, 15 episodes, 16
yeah,
episodes?
that was most of the season. That arc took up most of the season. Their tournament.
That's crazy compared to like, I feel like I'm behind. I'm way behind. I'm only like, I was like halfway through that arc probably. And but it was really surprising to me how long it kept going, because like previous Iruma arcs, like 3 episodes.
Yeah, they wrap it up. They really stretched out this one. And now there's only and then it's wrapping up in a couple episodes, the whole Iruma season. Well, they're out. They're out of the woods. And what's the word? They're out of the woods. I don't know. It's like a lot happened, but I actually don't know how to describe what happened, because I don't want to go into like, oh, every single character did this.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess to summarize it, it's like they're out of the woods. I forgot his name. Why did I forget his name? Well, anyway, like Iruma's team partner. And
I could never remember his name.
I can't remember. It's the one who. Yeah, I don't remember any of his classmates'
begins
names.
with an L or something. Wow. I can remember like some of them in the moment when I'm looking at them, but him, I can never do it. It's
first, and he was like actually important and very involved too, and I don't know his name. Anyway, they won. They got the highest amount of points in the end. There was a whole kerfuffle where like, and I don't remember this other character. I don't remember any of their names beyond the trio.
It's Lead.
Yeah, Lead. There you go. Oh my God. First of all, why would I remember that?
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I remember.
You don't have an interesting name?
I remember Jazz all the time because he's like super easy to remember, but it's like so many of them.
Yeah. But yeah, he and Lead, they won. They like made it through that, and it was because they found the like the particular plant that was like, oh yeah, if you find us, like this highly coveted like rare plant, the sacred leaf, the something leaf, and there was a whole kerfuffle when they were counting their points, again, I don't remember this other character's name. Anyway, another character got all this fruit. Like, basically anyone who forged the most insane things from the forest and survived, like, they got bonus points. But anyway, they had a brief, fake drama over, like, oh no, he won, and Iruma, like, actually had an interesting character moment where he actually expressed disappointment, I think, in a way that I don't think we ever seen in the rest of the series, where he, like, actually was mad that he didn't win, or, like, he was like, I tried so hard, and, like, he actually acknowledged, like, the feeling of feeling thankless, I guess. Like, I guess that's the word. But, and we never, we never see him be selfish. And I think that was a very interesting moment that we seen him feel selfish for a bit, where he's like, well, I should have won, or like, all my efforts put into it. But ultimately, like, recount, they're fine. Because of that insane rare secret plant they got, something leaf. Sacred leaf? I don't know what it is. They got,
Legend leaf.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. You're fact checking for me. But both he and Lead were crowned the Young Demon Kings of the Harvest Festival, which is what the whole thing is called. And they just like basically went through a whole closing ceremony of like, yeah, everyone got a rank up, etc., or even a couple of ranks up, depending on how well they did, etc. Just like a quick montage of being like, yeah, you remember when this character did this? I don't remember their name. I think the thing that stood out to me was Kuromu, the idol girl / she's like a Megane girl on the surface. She pretends to be shy. Like her whole thing were like, she now I forgot exactly what she did specifically, but she like accidentally now fostered a whole new fandom as her like glasses.
Yeah, her weird dom thing.
Yeah, and they said a whole thing in the ceremony to be like, rewarding her for like, oh my gosh, you like befriended most of the animal, like in a very innocent way, but the subtext was clearly there too. And now she's just very upset now that too many people are paying attention to her. But yeah, it's like, it's very funny. And yeah, so, and the end of the part of the end of the episode too was like, the student council admitting they like planted, which was not like, why was that a surprise? We kind of knew that. They were admitting that like, oh yeah, we like planted this. We basically set up a lot of things in the woods, and like a lot of this was actually like constructed, and people were like acting shocked like that was the case. I don't know, it was very strange. But anyway, nonetheless, the plant talks. That was very scary. It's like this little gummy Gengar looking thing when it talks. And again, it actually makes a quick reference again to the whole like prophecy of who the new Demon King will be, and it seemed like it was aware too that Iruma was human the whole time, which again is very funny that still remains. That still remains the thread in the context of the whole series, that he's human and people don't realize that, or they're not bringing it up as a problem. But at this point now we have like a couple people who know and don't have a problem with it. The plant explodes, and it doesn't the plant explodes, and it just releases a whole like pile of cherry blossoms in the air. And they do make a joke too of like, this is not interesting. We've seen this before. There are cherry blossoms in hell, apparently. Yeah. And yeah, it just wraps up that arc in a very sweet way, where Iruma finally gets to return home. Which again, just insane to me. They sent these school kids in the woods, survivor style, right? Like, if you think about it, it's like, what do you mean? This is a normal thing in this world. Yeah, everyone was like reunited with their family and parents, and it was very cute. And right, like Iruma reuniting with the headmaster and all of that. Very funny to me that Asmodeus Ozkun, he actually accumulated no points. No, yeah, it was kind of funny that they were going through like how, like what people actually did, and there were some characters who did nothing. Clara last minute at the end actually you could just do that? I don't know. I don't understand what the rules of this competition, despite everything, despite these 15 episodes. No idea what the fuck was going on, truth be told. Were there rules? Probably. What also helped Iruma win and Lead win was Clara also donated her points. Like, you could just do that, I guess. Like could you?
Fuck it.
Sure. She's just like, no, I don't care. I just want Iruma to win. It was like, oh, okay. But then I sure. The next episode, which I didn't see yet, is like actually just going to focus on the teachers, which is probably really fun, and their perspective over the course of what happened across the different days. So it's really going like full focus on this particular arc and like seeing the different perspectives on it, which I think is interesting. And what that, I don't know like what happens next after this.
I was assuming they would get to the terrorists again with the Organization 13 ass.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah. But yeah, it is what it is. They're back home. They're out of the woods. Amazing.
Thank
and yeah,
goodness.
just very interesting. Like, this particular season was like trying its best to focus on the different a different Misfits classmates,
Yeah.
the class members. But
Yeah.
then, but maybe that's just me. Like, I didn't really. It didn't really leave an imprint in my brain over being like, I care about this character, right? Like, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but it's clear what they tried to do.
I still felt that way even at the part I'm at of like, it's like, guess what? Like the ones who stand out are going to be the loudest ones, like Sabnock or Jazz, like the people who are like, have the most personality going on. Like, I'm not going to remember Cloud Boy, whose name I forget all the time. I'm not going to remember, I'm not going to remember. See? There you go. I'm not going to remember fucking the lion head man who was like Alikar or something. It's like, they're still just joke characters, but it is nice that they at least, they utilize them, right? Like it's utilization. Naruto and other shows like that suffer so bad from underutilization of just, you get 2 episodes with Chad, Bleach like every 7,000 chapters or something, and then it's like, why is he even here? What is he doing? You know, like it's way better to utilize what you got.
Right, there's like a whole school, and then if you're gonna show these characters, then you gotta like commit to that.
Yeah. But no, cool. Whenever I can read subtitles normally, I keep getting headaches, and then it's just like, oh, the Iruma, boisterous nature of Iruma, a bit too much to handle.
And there was a song, as they should.
Oh, thank God.
There was a new song. Like it sounded like a sad graduation song, which I guess is like poignant, but then it sounded like a graduation song. I don't know how to explain it. It sounded like the Vitamin C graduation song to me.
Which that they have years of school left yet.
They do.
They're like
this is only
like,
their freshman year, and they almost all died in the woods.
Normal. I'm curious to see.
Normal.
I've almost been wondering, as we've been talking about this, if this was the arc at the beginning of COVID or something, where like they ended up getting like, oh geez, I have to like, so much is happening, and I had this lined up, but I have to, let's really make this arc long, you know, like something like that or something. Yeah. But I'm curious to see what the long game of Iruma is. I've been thinking about this a lot recently of just like, what is the goal? Because there's been a lot of talk like over the course of the series about like reforming the demon world, the Demon stuff King. Like that. Yeah. And I'm curious to see where they go, considering again, freshman. He's a freshman. He is a freshman, and we have quite a ways to go. Naruto at least aged, you know. But it did take him like 200 episodes, so.
And who knows what's happening in Boruto?
Yeah, no. He stopped. He finished finding the dinosaurs. I can tell you that much.
Okay.
My girlfriend has been watching those fucking TikToks about Naruto, about Sasuke fighting the dinosaurs or whatever, and she's constantly linking them every week of just like people like talking in disbelief about the darn dinosaurs in Boruto.
Boruto reacts.
I love it so much. It's just always like just like guys being like, I don't know anything about Naruto, but he's still every week I tune in and he is still fighting a dinosaur. This week he became friends with a dinosaur. Like just.
That sounds like a great way to consume this series in a way I'd never have to watch it, honestly.
Yeah, no, exactly. I that's sort of where I've fallen as well. It is fascinating. I found out that this was a light novel that this current arc of Boruto is based on because they have to fill for time.
There's light novels?
Oh, yeah. And this one is about Sasuke and dinosaurs. It's really beautiful. I think we can learn a lot from it, and I'm glad.
Got sick of drawing like this shit, so it's now like we're
Well, Kishimoto just took over the manga like semi recently.
Oh, okay.
Like I think some other people were handling it for a while, but he was like, "I'm done." No. I love reading so much about Boruto. It seems like the worst fucking show in the world. It's just. You just read shit like I think I said this on the show like a year ago when I searched it the first time, where I was like seeing some people say like R.I.P. Naruto, and I was like, what the fuck? And I googled, did Naruto die in Boruto? And the first result was like those little Google boxes that have the thing, and it says Naruto faced a fate worse than death. And I was just like, just everything about Boruto is worded like that. Like it's all just
Grim.
insane horseshit that doesn't matter. But then it'll be super grim and like insane, and then it will be some shit like, and then Sasuke forgot Salad's birthday, and she was kind of upset about that. And it's just like, I think like there's bigger problems at hand if Naruto's suffering a fate worse than death. But no, shonen are fucking insane. I don't know. I could talk real quick about Trigun. I have also never seen Trigun, like you said you hadn't, John. Mm-hmm. And I've been watching Stampede with my wife, who loves Trigun, and it's been very interesting. I think it's a great show. I think it's really well made, really interesting, looks beautiful. My understanding is that story-wise, they're taking a lot of very interesting turns, deviations. And I don't know if all of those are bangers to people who are really familiar with the show. I know that Spencer was upset because they changed a guy who was like the quintessential like epic cowboy, edgy cowboy type dude who has like a cowboy hat and like a bunch of scarves and stuff. They just turned him into a dude with a suit and no hat.
Damn, no hat.
And I was like, damn. And then they could change that in the long run because it's a reoccurring character, but it's like there's a lot of weird decisions like that happening throughout in a way that's really made me curious about watching or reading the original Trigun. I've almost considered making it our assigned series when I get to pick in a couple months. I thought that it might be interesting. The one thing I'll say immediately that I think is the big problem with the show, even though it looks absolutely beautiful, right? Because it's Studio Orange. It looks fantastic. It looks like really good emotion. They do a lot of great effects. Because it is Studio Orange and it is this beautiful, expensive CGI animation, there is no filler in the show. And to me, even as someone removed from Trigun, that felt like a show that thrived off of its filler. Mm-hmm. Like, really did a lot of character building. So right now what we have is a lot of intensity. And this show, when you look at Trigun original, you think of it as like goofy, right? Like, he's the funny guy. Like, he's very over-exaggerated, comical. And this is like emo yaoi extreme. Like, it's crazy, dude. I know people have talked about, like, the director for the show is liking and retweeting yaoi on Twitter all day of Vash and Wolfwood, but like, it's fucking crazy, dude. Like, it is like Vash is the most sad little emo boy in the show ever. He's like barely goofy at all. He's very goofy in like the first few episodes, and then he's so emo. It's crazy. I really like what I've seen though, and this has encouraged me to get into Trigun at large, because it's like this feels like the like. I mean this in a nicer way. This is like the Nintendo Hire This Man of Trigun to me. Of like, it looks crazy good, and like it has like, it feels like it's going. It feels like this is made for. I think anyone could watch this, but it feels like it is made for, you have consumed all of Trigun. Here is my new approach to telling you the story of Trigun. Because the original creator is working on the plot. It's like, is doing the script for this and everything.
Right.
And they're just rearranging things in a way that feels like, I think I said it the first time, but like, it feels like you are seeing now how the story would have been written if it wasn't being written week to week originally. Like, if you sit there and you look at the completed Trigun, all of it, and then you go, how would I rearrange this to tell the whole story in like a X amount of time? And that feels like what this is. And I think it's doing a decent job at that. Like, I've been enjoying it. I've understood everything that's happening, even as an outsider. But I know some people don't like some of the changes. I will say the main change that I already complimented before is they did make Million Knives actually have a million knives. Thank God. But yeah, I do recommend watching it. I do. It's very weird growing up with like Trigun manga at the library or like Barnes and Noble or something, and seeing like how goofy and over the top it looked all the time, and then just like I said, seeing emo yaoi, right? Like that is not the vibes you get at all. And to my understanding, that is what it has been about, like actually, like under the surface. But it's surrounded by the goofiness in a way that, like, you know, it feels more like a cohesive whole rather than just one part. Yeah, it's really insane to me. I almost wouldn't mind if they were just like they did. I don't know how long this is. I don't know if this is a 12 episode show or what. I almost wouldn't mind if they were like, all right, that was 12 episodes of Studio Orange's Trigun Stampede. Now we go to another studio that doesn't have to spend $7 billion on CGI. I wouldn't mind that. Mm-hmm. Elvie.
Yeah.
What I would like to hear about the Fire Hunter still.
Yeah.
If you would like to talk about it, because that was the one. It was based off of a novel, I believe.
Yeah.
When we were looking it up. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's a novel series that has since finished. So this is this anime likely is adapting that whole series. The anime script is written by Mamoru Oshii. That already sets like, okay, this is probably good or probably interesting in some way. It's being animated by Signal MD, who also have done... they have not done a lot of good stuff. Sadly. They did MMO Junkie, but sadly the MMO Junkie anime has been tainted by like being directed by a bad person, but nonetheless that was a good series. But that's kind of like the best thing.
That's not an animation show house either, really, necessarily. Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of great films. They did do Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop, which I've discussed before. They did Napping Princess, and they did that new Cyborg 009 movie. I never seen it, but I remember that was like a big deal when it was being promoted. But yeah, the Fire Hunter, nonetheless, it is I guess it is kind of like the future. It's kind of like a somewhat collapsed future. Like you know, it's like it's a future where the threads between different class. Whoa, that's a little too realistic, right? It's a future where things are fucked up, right? Let's just say that, and as if that isn't that far from things now, right? But there is an interesting like mythology in this world around people called fire hunters, and in this world, like, humans are more connected to the whole like the whole origin story of humans discovering fire in the prehistoric ages, and as a result, this title called the Fire Hunters became like what's the word? It became this like kind of reoccurring like title, like something that's normalized, like a doctor, right? You know what I mean? It's just like it's like an occupation that since antiquity has been a thing that's been established, and in this case, this is a world where humans have not only just discovered fire, but there's also an alternative source of fire, which comes from the blood of demons. And that's what the Fire Hunters are there for. They're there to both, I guess, draw from that particular resource and also keep those demons at bay. One day this little girl stumbles upon a fire hunter who got killed in the middle of in the middle of like his hunt with a demon. And she's embarked on this big journey to go across the world to go somewhere to return return his belongings and his dog, who survived the battle, to his home country, to the capital. You know, and they call it the capital, you know what I mean? Like in Hunger Games. They don't say the name, it's just like the capital. It's like, oh, this is an important city. We go here. The capital again. And yeah, so again, this is great to talk about episodic stuff, right? Like, it is a little episodic. Like, so yeah, she's going through different towns, meeting different people. Some things span more than one episode, where like one thing is like she was on a train, and that lasted like more than one episode, where she's on a train and she meets these group of women who are like, like, turns out they're being arranged to be married to a bunch of guys, and she learns about all their different stories and situations as to why they're in, like, whether or not they want to do this, or like were they in this, all these things. So yeah, it's like unpacking all these different aspects of this very strange kind of world that is very grounded, similar to our reality, but yeah, we're hearing different stories and like being exposed to different narratives of like different lifestyles and cultures and all that. As this little girl is just set off on her own to like return this guy's dog, and to go to the capital essentially. There's a second narrative going on at the same time, where there's this young man whose little sister, and I believe they're implying he is in the capital himself. So he's a different perspective. So Toko is coming from like, like this humble small village from out in the wilderness, and then yeah, we there's this other narrative where this a little older young man, with his sick sister, and this other woman, and his kind of own grappling with reality, where I think he's someone of the higher class, basically, with the reality they're in, and of how his sister got sick, etc. The show is very much an on-the-nose environmentalism message with the whole premise, right? It's very much like, oh yeah, when humans took the fire from the demons, everything got bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's very like not subtle. Yeah. Like there's this like wonderful narration every episode, but it really is just spelling things out, and it's like, yeah, I got that. Here, this is the problem. So yeah, like, yeah, his sister got sick because of the fire thing. And also, yeah, with the artistic direction, like, yeah, they show clearly like factory towns. Toko runs into this one old woman who decides to shelter her, and she's like, oh, like, she figures out her situation, like, all these different people are sheltering her or helping her out, etc. And she outright says something like, oh no, we should help her. Is she okay? And a piece of dialogue was just very like blatantly like, oh no, it's okay. When I work in the factories, you just get sick like this. It's just like the writing of the show is just not like, like subtle at all. But that said, it is a very interesting series. I'm curious as to where it will go. Like, we're reaching a point in the series where this Toko is going to meet this young man, and like, what is that going to do? What is going to happen, right? Like, what is the meaning of that, right? That said, I think what stood out to me the most, as amongst with other people's criticism and and mixture of praise too with this series, is the visuals, and. As you were mentioning with Iruma, like, oh, I feel like the arc was stretched out because this was like a weird overlap with COVID interrupting production, and they're just like, so it didn't feel intentional, right? And I unfortunately feel the same way with this show, which has a very interesting art style that's very muted, kind of weird and jarring, like not in a surreal way, but it feels very illustrative. It like something about the quality of this show, especially when it's like muted, like autumnal, like a lot of browns and sepia tone. Like, something about its color palette reminds me of, this would be on Adult Swim, circa 2009 or whatever.
Claymore ass show. Yeah,
Claymore ass show. A show that stood out to me and stays in my heart was Magical Earth Girl Arjuna. Very strange show. That also was an adult, so it reminds me a lot of that. Like a lot of character designs were very flat. There was like no shading, I mean? Like, there's these really fully drawn out, fully bodied like anime characters that have these kind of semi-realistic elements to them. Like their eyes like are kind of like a little more detailed than like a typical like anime styled eye, etc. Things like that. But yeah, also very flat. There's no shading, like what was I saying? And there's moments where the animation's very loose and kind of goopy, but in a way that's like interesting. Like, oh, okay. But it's gotten to the point where it's like too noticeable in a way that I like. My concern is like, I don't think this was intentional. I think they're doing this because they were not, they were like not given a high budget, or yeah, like something like COVID production, just like unfortunately impacting things negatively, and like a great example of this is like the fight scenes are pretty bad. Like if I'm gonna be honest, like this is a series that has like a lot of encounters with like these demons and like the fire hunters like fighting. They're very strange and off kilter, like not in a way that I feel like was artistically intentional. Like I think it's like, you know, there's moments where like it just cuts to a still, and I think that's cool. Like, you know, it's like, oh, okay, but then it does it and often enough where it's like, huh. It makes me like pause and think about like that was weird. There's other scenes too where like it does like a fake comic book panel effect where again it's now you just don't have one still, you have like 4 stills to depict the scene, but it's not going to be animated. You know, it's going to slide in like a presentation, like, you know, a PowerPoint presentation, and it's like, huh, okay, very weird. And yeah, there's just like a lot of moments like that. That's a little hard to describe in words. But there's like a jank quality, I guess, is what I'm saying, to a lot of scenes where it's like, I don't think this was like an intentional experimental choice. I think this was done because like they didn't want to do anything else, or they couldn't do anything else. Like noticeable actual like problems are things like a character sitting. And how animation works is like, yeah, there's like different layers, and then there's the camera rhetorical, you know, and in traditional animation, there would be a real physical camera, like over these glass panels, or like the actual, like wherever the canvas, so to speak, is, you know, and then like today, it's just like a computer. There isn't an actual camera, but like if you imagine a camera there, it looks like there's a character, like in the opening, there's a character who's sitting on the ground. And then the imaginary camera, you know, zooming out, making the zooming out effect. The character starts sliding in a way as if like, you know, and animation doesn't use really literal cells anymore, you know, let's say for some exceptions, but like, it's as if the cell the character was on was being accidentally moved because the camera was pulled. You know what I mean? I don't know how to describe this in words, but there's stuff like, yeah, the strange artistic choices they're making in like a lot of scenes, but then actually noticeable like animation mistakes that are happening at the same time. That is making me like, oh no, like, you know, like taking a pause over like what is going on with the artistic direction of the series. That is definitely putting people off, I think, which is a shame because the series is like unique and interesting, and I'm curious as to where it goes. I'm sticking with it, but like, it doesn't look great to look at, and not in a way that's like, oh, that's cool, you know, like not in a way that's mind blowing. And it doesn't help too that ultimately when you do break down like what the series plot is, it's like, oh yeah, all right, pollution bad. Overusing resources bad, like taking resources from things bad, like, you know, but nonetheless, it's a fucking weird series that like I said, has Adult Swim vibes, like, oh yeah, it's just would have air, yeah, Claymore ass. And I think like if it was like executed better, I think it would have been, I think that would help it a lot, but it doesn't help that there are all these tiny small things that should be tiny and small, but they're at least too noticeable to me and like even to other people who have complained about it, that it just doesn't help the series at all.
That is unfortunate. I guess it's really astounding that like, I don't know, like I'm trying to think of the way to word this. How do I word this? We talk a lot about there being so much anime, but it's like, it really is like, I feel like a studio like this wouldn't have been able to subsist for so long, if you know what I mean, if it wasn't for the insane nature of anime in the current era right now.
Right.
Where I do wonder if it really is wholly on the fact that it is this specific studio animating this, or doing this in a way, like, could a stronger studio have made this better even?
Yeah.
It's like, It's weird. It's just weird to think about. I've been thinking that recently about like, what Magus Bride season 2 is coming out soon, and it's the people who left Wit Studio who are all the directors and everything for the first season. Mm-hmm. And it's like they went out to make their own studio just for that, and it's like if they ever do anything else, like that'll be so weird. Like there's just so many studios now, and I think it's sad, really. I think like there shouldn't have to be this many studios like having to take on all these projects, but it really is just so dire that everyone keeps having to strike out on their own because of how bad management is everywhere.
Right.
But
then then it's not clear if they have enough manpower and resources to be like, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. And then, but then it's like, that's not how like a startup or like a new company work. You know what I mean? It's like, too ambitious.
Yeah.
I'm realizing right now when you said like another two, I think immediately like, again, like how there are certain moments where characters are moving. And again, in not a regular scene where it's talking, like everything looks great, it's fine. But like I said, this is noticeable in a lot of scenes that are very high dynamic and action packed, where they like just like okay, well the pencil, the tablet pen is just going off its shits, like a character moving and trying to do foreshortening, like their arm is like like I don't know, like I'm not a specific example, but like just something like that. Their foreshortening is kind of weird and fucked up in a way that looks more like a drawing and anatomy mistake. And I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to emulate something like, and again, he did not like invent that sort of art style, but like something like what a Masaki Yuasa joint would be, where like, like Naya Short, Walk on Girl, etc. Like that very loose, fun animated style where like characters go off model, but it makes sense. Like it like makes sense for the context of like everything else going on. But they're doing it here where like, you have these kind of dark, realistic environments. There's a serious moment, and then a character just like goes off model and becomes a goopy man. Is very strange. Yeah, that's like an example that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's
what it's doing. It's like doing so many things because I don't think it is confident about what it was supposed to do. Yeah, I think that's the word, confidence. It didn't have confidence in like a specific art direction.
I feel like there's more and more of that recently. Like, I can't remember who I was talking about it with, but I was talking with someone about how like different I think it was about Trigun, how the original Trigun anime looked, and how it's like there's a lot of things that looked like that around that time period, but there's also just as many things that look like insanely different. And I'm at least glad we are out of that era of right after that, where everything looks like Hellgirl all the time, pretty much.
Yeah. Studio Jean kind of
plain ass, yeah, like
again, flat looking.
Yeah, extremely flat, and yeah, I feel like we've gotten a little bit more of that recently, but it is what it is. So the universe decided to put an end to Dawn Brothers this week.
Was it intentional?
It had its own episode. It made 50 episodes. They managed to do it somehow. No, yes, it was completely intentional. But not wanted. I sort of wanted it to go forever, sadly, but we can't always get what we want. But yeah, Dawn Brothers was great. I highly recommend it. I highly, highly recommend it. It was truly a one-of-a-kind program. I don't know how they managed to create this absolutely insane, like, super grounded Sentai compared to, like, all of these other ones, where these are just, like, people living their day-to-day lives. Like, all of the characters have, like, normal jobs, basically, but it's not, like, treated like a joke. It's just, like, like, one of them's the salary man, the 35-year-old wife guy, right? He's a salary man. One of them's like a manga artist teen who's trying to be a manga artist. The main guy's just a delivery guy. Like, they're all just normal dudes, and then it just insane bullshit all the time. But it never goes like it never gets to like. A lot of these Kamen Riders and Sentai shows get to the state where it's like the world is in danger, right? Or something like that. Yeah, like
a bigger crisis.
Never feels like that here. it's never like that. It's always just like, how does this affect these specific people in a way that you like never see with this stuff? Like, it was really really special in a lot of ways. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It is such an experience. I'm going to miss it. I'm going to watch the new one, which is Bug and King themed. I think it's called like Ogre or something like that, like Osama.
Beetles? Like
yeah, like stag, like yeah, you know, like the king stag beetle type. I think it's that sort of the idea. Yeah, it looks really good. They have a non-binary ranger because they've been doing that recently.
Oh, cool.
They did that with Kamen Rider 2 recently. It's interesting. I don't know how much I'll like this new one because Dawn Brothers felt like a very specific breed that will be hard to replicate, but it'll be interesting to see what that is. But yeah, great show. I am in awe that it lasted 50 episodes. You'd think it genuinely at times, like, it was so insane. Like, it genuinely felt like they weren't doing anything offensive or anything, but you felt like something was going to go wrong and like it was going to be pulled off the air or something. Like, it's just so... They barely answered any of the questions they established, and the fact that I don't give a shit speaks to the power of that show. Like, I didn't have to care because it was just like, you know what, whatever. It was all just a vehicle for like just fantastic character writing throughout. It's like a show of just character writing, basically. It's just so funny. It's so fucking funny. It will be sorely missed. All right, LV, how about one more thing? Do you want to talk about your insane show that you are continuing to watch? But it's different kind of insane.
No, I'll talk about different insane shit. What is there to say about the angel next door supposed to be rotten? Nothing. They're doing nothing.
Nothing. Is it? So it's like Toki.
Yeah, Toki. Yeah. No, but again, at least they're teasing you this. They're hanging this character, be like, she's a weird moon princess. Yeah, she's Kaguya. No. This one has nothing. This one is just... These are not normal teenagers. I don't understand what's going on. Christmas has happened. She's like, oh, do you want to spend Christmas? We know Christmas in Japan is romantic, so insane for her to be like, let's spend Christmas together. And that not be weird. Like, you know what I mean? Anyway, nothing fucking happens in that show. But my favorite characters in the show is like the guys, like, best friends who are dating each other, and they're like, you guys are freaks. I love them. Yeah. They're good. They're like the foils in a way. They're like the reference point of like, yeah, they're normal. They're just straight and normal, right?
That's what Edward Elric was talking about when he said normal couple.
But anyway, yeah, I'm still watching that show though. I just need to know what insane thing happens next, which is nothing. God, just not to linger on, but yeah, like, I don't understand. Like, was this something that someone experienced in their school days?
Yeah,
like they were just like
situation.
They were just edged every day. Is edging their thing? They were just like, I love to cuddle with this girl, but we don't like each. You know what I mean? What is going on? They met his mom. Like, what do you mean? Like, she lives with him. She just lives with him now. And first of all, they're not even questioning, like, where's her family? Why are they not like, where's her daughter? Why is she not going home? But anyway, that's what's going on in that show. And I am not going to be surprised if in the finale they don't even like hold hands. Like, it's going to be insane. It's going to be like what happens in Clan Ed, where it's like a little too vulgar. Like, they can't hold hands. But anyway. My God, even in Ahura and Sun, they confessed before the series ended. But Buddy Daddies, love this show. They're no homo daddies, if I were to properly call it. Very fucking good show. Upon first glance, a lot of people will easily compare it to like Spy X Family, all these like Coen Brothers-esque thriller, probably like even like High Card to an extent, but it doesn't have like the power stuff at all. Though this is like a more grounded show. But yeah, like a lot of comparisons to Spy X Family, Yakuza's daughter from last season, which I love, one of my favorite shows from last year. And yeah, like if you're into any of those shows, you'll love this. You'll fall in love with this pretty instantly. The premise in this one is that these two guys who, yeah, they do all sorts of work. Again, similar setup. They're assassins, mercenaries, whatever. They do a bunch of work for the mob, against the mob, sometimes with them. Yeah, all those things. And in one mission, the Kazuki, the blonde one, the kind of, I guess, the main character, so to speak. He's more of the main character compared to the other guy. Basically had to kill this bad person. I guess to summarize it, this bad person who's like kind of leading a trafficking situation, all that. And this little girl like kind of steps in, like intervening, and nonetheless she was fine and all that. But then now he's like left with a choice but to take her home, and all he gets is like a notice over like who her parents are and all that. And yeah, so he and his and it's like he and his roommate, they like work together. His roommate is also an assassin. And yeah, they now are just like co-parenting her. They're just co-parenting her. It's them like in all their shenanigans trying to figure out how to parent this girl, trying to understand how a girl specifically works because they're both men, which is also very funny, as I will go into some of the examples. And yeah, like, and ultimately most of the series right now, it seems like they're committed to keeping her. So they're just literally just these two guys raising a daughter together, in the midst of them like balancing, oh my gosh, we get ourselves in all sorts of dangerous situations. And yeah, it's very cartoony in that like so far nothing bad has happened to the girl. She gets saved every time. She's fine every time, right? So that's kind of the setup, very Looney Tunes logic of like no one actually seems to be getting hurt so far. But it really does a good job, I think, of like unpacking very serious issues. Similar to like a lot of my anime picks from last year, where there are so many in general, like anime series like exploring concepts of found family and like leaving unhealthy, toxic family dynamics, like bad parent. Like I think it's very interesting how this is like kind of coming out all at once, and this is another series that does that. They establish from the get-go that Kazuki had like a partner and child, and he lost them actually, and they haven't really elaborated yet what happened to them, like what killed them, like what's going on. So that kind of like feeds into like his desire to kind of like take care of this kid. And then meanwhile, his partner Ray, who's the black-haired fellow, and he's very fun. His character design is very fun. Because, like, on the surface, when he goes out and does his jobs and all that, like, yeah, he, like, has, like, a whole cool aftershave thing. He, like, looks like a scary man. Like, and he has, like, a man bun and all that. But at home, he's just, like, a hikikomori. And, like, his design is totally different. And not totally different, but, like, his hair down, like, makes a significant difference. And it's actually really fun to have a character like that where they actually are consistent with not just the same outfit, but he does present himself differently, like different times.
Yeah.
And that's cool. Like they're actually putting like more into just same outfit thing that like a lot of cartoon characters do.
That
actually changing the hairstyle. Like hairstyle alone does a lot. And like you really see that in anime where a significant difference, one of the significant style differences between like Western cartoons and like anime or a lot of like Asian like produced like animation is and like American cartoons, outfits change and stuff, but we actually see characters do change up their hairstyle occasionally. We don't see that a lot in anime because, again, the stereotypes like, oh, pink hair, big spiky hair, like we see in anime. Like, yeah, hair really does define a character design, and I'm noticing. But we don't see that a lot, and I was surprised that like, oh yeah, they actually do this often in this series where this character changes up his hair between these two different styles a lot. I'm sorry, what you were saying.
Oh, no, it's fine. I was just going to say that does make me think of, again, the bit from the Spy Family manga where the creator drew all of Yor's outfits for a week or whatever, and it's just like, oh, I don't draw this because I have to draw this manga every week instead. It's easier this way. And it's like, yeah, I wish we could have more.
And that's why she only seems to have one outfit.
Yeah. Like, but if this was the real world, this is what she would be wearing.
Yeah. But yeah, and Ray, they show he had a lot of issues with his own father, who was just very abusive. Like, the sort of relationship where his father treated him like a subordinate versus a son, like he couldn't call him dad, etc., all those things. So they both actually have like these like broken family backstories that kind of feeds into their dynamic now with this little girl they have to take care of. And the little girl is named Miri, and both of her voice actresses, from my understanding, both Japanese and English, they're both adult women. Their performances are very good. And they sound very realistic in terms of like how a kid acts, which is very funny to me that some people are put off by the series because they're like, oh, she's annoying. Like, why is she screaming? And like but this makes sense. She's like maybe like 9, she's like 5, 6, I don't know.
Yeah, guess what?
She's a
Children are annoying.
Kid. Yeah, kids can be annoying. And like, once you're processing like, oh shit, yeah, everyone here is fucked up and everyone had a fucked up family dynamic and weren't raised healthily. She would be, like, kind of annoying and over-attentive and, like, needy because she had shitty parents. She didn't live a normal life. She didn't have normal parents. She wasn't in a normal household. So it makes sense that she's constantly needy. Which is one of the recurring jokes throughout, like, the first couple of episodes. Like, she's just constantly asking or screaming for something. And the two are, like, trying to figure out how to handle it. And I was very surprised by the whole, like, character dynamic between the two where, like, you would think, like, oh, they would be annoyed or they would just be, like, shitty to her, etc. But no, they're actually very attentive to her, which, again, makes a lot of sense because we are introduced early on that these two characters had bad families. So they're not trying to repeat that with her. And that's, like, that's very sweet, like, to show that. And not, like, well, in the stereotype of, like, oh, haha, they're, like, both guys. They don't know what the fuck they do. Which they explore later on. But, like, they're not immediately, like, bad to her just because like LOL dudes, right? But they quickly like warm up to being like, okay, we're and they don't say that explicitly, but yeah, the way their characters are like acting, it's like very clear that I think like it's very intentful when we're trying not to repeat what we went through as growing up, etc., or like how we lost our families, right? And yeah, the first couple, and then also within those first couple episodes, right, they're pushing to like bring her back to whom they know is her mom is still alive, who is a lounge singer. And she Miri sings this song and like they're eventually track it down. And yeah, very curious as to how the series will end because they really set up that, yeah, they don't want to return her because they realize her mom is also fucked up and has a lot of trauma actually from having Miri. And again, this stood out to me too from a series like Kotaru-kun, last year. We're actually showing parents that are unhappy with the fact that they had kids or like the concept that the kid may have, and again, not the kid's fault, but the concept that in their head, they believe their kid ruined their life. And a character like that actually just saying that was like, whoa, I don't know how to put it in words, but like just whoa, like, I'm not really seeing that. And like, in a lot of shows, like, trying to explore this difficult topic, especially when it comes to like if your show is exploring parenting, what that's like. Yeah. And then like just recognizing this mom is like stuck in a cycle of abuse. She's still with another shitty guy and she clearly does not want her daughter back. So now the rest of the series is them kind of embracing that they're just gonna co-parent this child and give her the best whatever it is. And it's like, oh, okay. So I don't know what the end game is ultimately, but I'm fine with it if they're just like keeping her. But, I hope it doesn't come around being like, oh, in the end, the mom changed her, because it's not easy like that, right? It was very clear that she was just unhappy if she had her again. The obfuscation, which I hope that is not what the series has. Like, oh, she's a woman, and if she had a child, she'd be, But yeah, this is a very good series so far. And yeah, you have to take it at face value because it is very cartoonish and like nothing really bad seems to be happening so far. Like it's like every episode, like, oh shit, they're in a dilemma. Oh no, the baby has a gun. Oh, don't worry, the safety was on. There's no, there's nothing bad really happening. It's just like all these like close call hijinks, right? Where they're running around, making sure to dodge bullets while holding their kid. And I really loved the episode where they had to figure out, we can't keep her alone in our apartment all day. We have to like put her in daycare. And them learning about the bureaucracy of like submitting and applying your kid to a school. and the paperwork, and then the whole episode was them like being like, oh, this is fine, it's great, this school seems great, and then like realizing, oh, there's more going on, and like she actually has been unhappy in school, and then learning about the nuances of like kind of like, I guess, like dynamics between kids, which I'm surprised, and I never thought about, like, but they're spoiling her, and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna get her the best clothes, and then the teacher finally tells them like, oh, we think she's unhappy because she feels left out, and they imply that her clothes were kind of like too bougie looking compared to the other kids, so there might have been some weird sort of social ostracization going on in the group where like people don't know how, like the other kids are afraid to talk to her and something like that, and then eventually they learned about basically Daiso, or the equivalent of what Daiso is in this. They learned about Dollar Tree. They learned about like discount stores moms go to get cheap clothes, and that was awesome. And then they were like, "Oh shit, we'll get her normal clothes. We're not going to give her some Tiffany's diamond dress. That makes no sense." It's very fun. That's like what, like, it's very cute. It's just a very cute show with like with this underbelly that's very sad and upsetting, but it's showing how these characters are kind of like overcoming that in their own ways. And yeah, they're buddy daddies. They're homo daddies, really. Like that's what I would call them. They're like both fathering this kid. And yeah, it's just very fun. It's very good. And consistently great visuals and animation. Like there's not it's like it's always dynamic. There's always something insane happening.
You got the good PA works.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad that it's good that original anime should be good. Gonna say it every time, for real. Like,
yeah, it is original piece of work.
Yeah, it's that was the main thing I knew about it, so I was hoping that it would be good, but you never know. I know the title was off-putting to many, but
it's an insane title.
Yeah. Neat. Nitro Plus. Wait, I'm looking
apparently.
into that's crazy.
They can put the girl in the next Nitro Plus Blasters.
Yeah, this is a 6-year-old.
Yeah. No, her.
That's not too crazy. Honestly.
Her main thing is just dodging. She doesn't have to.
She could dodge all the moves and summon the buddy daddies to attack.
Yeah,
exactly.
All of her attacks will be dodging, and it'll make the guys
she'll summon
appear.
her fathers.
Yeah, there you go. Easy. It's easy. Oh, all right. I think we'll wrap it up then. Just do a nice fast one. I mean, we're minus one person, so cutting down the recording time by 1/4 makes sense.
We do have some quick cues here.
Yeah, go for it.
So if you want to send in a question or an opinion on what you've been watching, go ahead and go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. You'll sound like these folks right here. Topaz Luck Dragon just sent in Sui?
Sweet.
Yeah, and it was
no idea what this is about.
But I was considering it for a little bit, and I did realize, like, oh right, I have been watching that Cooking in Another World with My Insane Skill, and that show has an adorable baby slime. That is the best part of that show. It was a baby slime that was just born, and she's named Sui, and for the longest time she just says Sui, and then now she can speak.
Congratulations.
Because, she was loved enough.
Congratulations to Sui for speaking. If she wants, she can come guest on the show.
Yeah, she could now. Yeah, she could say a lot. Yeah,
I'd love to talk to you about the food. The food. Shulis asks, once they take Gamamon out back behind the woodshed in a few weeks, where am I to get my good boy fix now?
That's tough. I think
they're making another Digimon show, right? I mean, it's
presumptuously, right? They're still like all cylinders fired, right, on the Digimon train. I feel like they've been really putting it on for like the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, what I saw is I think that what they said was Ghost Game was supposed to be something to bring new fans on, and then this season is going to be something for like people have been for old heads. Yeah, so maybe this one will have quote unquote good boys, and it won't have cute little bastards. This is probably going to be more your Digimon Tamers sort of thing. I think it'll be. So I don't know. I don't know. There's got to be somewhere you could just. There's got to be a show with a cute little bastard.
I don't know. I feel like we're at like critical level. Like Yokai Watch died. I would recommend that one because Yokai Watch is awesome. I mean, if you haven't seen Yokai Watch, I think it's pretty good.
I don't think.
Is my take.
I don't know everything that Shoeless has watched. I can't tell you. I have not. I have not been in his mind palace. But I don't think he's watched Yokai Watch. Maybe, yeah. You know what? Check out Yokai Watch, Shoeless.
I think the anime is great. I think the anime really. It's just an insane comedy show. Like you just see little guys doing insane bullshit all the time.
Yeah, I mean, Jibanyan is
Jibanyan's great.
Jibanyan's a little weird fucker,
and he changes into all those different types. There's the war criminal version, just like with the Gamamon, right? Like, there's so many options. I miss Yokai Watch. I wish they didn't kill it. I think it was genuinely a good thing to have around children's SMT.
And I mean, you know what? Digimon Cyber Sleuth kind of became children's SMT too. So
yeah,
hey,
that's true. Yeah. So Digimon rising back to prominence. I think right as Yokai Watch was dying, very least it is there. Yeah. Those Pokemon shows too. There's like 2 coming out, aren't there? There's the stop motion one.
This is the post Ash world.
Yeah, they're gonna
Ash
do
Genshin world.
a whole new series, but
Pokemon
that's not until like the fall, right?
I mean, yeah, but again, I don't think that this is gonna have like. I mean, I don't know. Maybe maybe the next season will like maybe Fuecoco will be a little bastard.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, Quaxley's gonna be like a stuck up little shit.
I stand by that. Quaxley is not a Pokemon. That is human. That is a human man. That's a guy.
Quaxley's just a little boy, and then it turns into a full grown man for yeah. I could see that.
When I was playing that game on launch night with my friend who came over, he was saying that was the chairman's son who was pretending to be a Pokemon. Like he had snuck in with the rest, and I was like, yeah, because he doesn't act like a Pokemon. He acts like a damn guy. Like it's not right.
I mean, they're just doing like carnival dancing at the end too.
That's fucked up. This is a person. All right, that's all though.
That's it. Yeah, Shoeless Watch Yokai Watch. There you go.
It's pretty good. I recommend it. It's a little goofy, but I mean, what isn't?
That's what he seems to want. So
yeah, it's a Digimon. Then yeah. All right. So next time we are watching, as John said earlier, Liz and the Blue Bird. And we're going to talk about that next time around. As always, patreon.com/VGCC. $3 gets you everything 1 week early. We will be doing a patron choice next time. If you want to throw one into the bucket, the pile, just send it our way. Just say like, hey, I want you to watch X, and we will consider it. It will be added to the list. And depending on the vibes of any given recording night, we will pick it. I feel like we should make some sort of like more elaborate procedure, but also like, I don't know. I think it's important to have the vibes. I think it's important that we're all just like, yeah, this is what we feel like. We don't, like it was perfect to have Hellgirl around Halloween. It was, that was the vibe. But yeah. All right. That'll do it then. And, yeah, I hope everyone has a good night, week, month, year, etc. And I'll see you next time on another episode of Unlimited Railworks. Bye!
いつだって It's alright どんなハプニングだって Make more happy days Lucky days そんなの簡単です Hungry night だって Don't worry 今夜ハンバーグな Feeling good Yeah sounds good ドキドキなストーリードキドキ失敗 しな